You're listening to the MedSpa Marketing Podcast by Scale 77, your go-to show for med spa owners, medical aesthetics, and elective wellness entrepreneurs. Each week, we dive into powerful marketing strategies, proven growth tactics, and the secrets to attracting more clients, all while keeping you ahead of the latest industry trends. Join us as we uncover insights from top industry leaders to help you boost revenue, enhance patient experience, and master the art of marketing your med spa. Hosted by Jonathon Parker. With years of experience helping med spas grow, Jonathon has supported countless clinics and providers, working with respected brands and elite industry thought leaders. If you're ready to scale your business and stand out in the aesthetics industry, this is your podcast. Here's your host, Jonathon Parker.
Welcome back to the Med Spa Growth Blueprint. If you've been following along from the start, you've now built every foundation that a profitable spa needs. And if this is your first time listening, go ahead and head back to episode 1 and start from there. Everything in the series is built on top of each other and meant to be listened to in order. So far you've learned how to craft offers that actually convert. You've learned how to follow up quickly and fill your calendar. And you've built trust online so clients see you as a go-to authority in your city. Now in this episode, we're going to talk about what really separates a busy spa from a wealthy spa. And that's retention. Because here's the truth that most spa owners ignore, is that profit doesn't come from the one-time visits. It really comes from these long-term relationships that you build. You don't build freedom by chasing new clients every 30 days. You build freedom by creating an experience that's so good, people never want to leave and want to tell all their friends about it. So that's what this episode's about. Just making sure that we can turn every new client into a lifelong client. Let's start with the simple truth. It costs roughly 5 to 7 times more to acquire a new client than to keep an existing one. So just think about your own business. If you were to spend, say, $150 on ads to bring someone in for a $300 treatment, which is standard, and they never come back, you're still barely breaking even after all your costs. But if that same client returns 3 times a year, refers one friend, your lifetime profit from that lead can be 5 or 10x. And that's what we call lifetime value. Lifetime value is really the North Star metric for any serious business owner. It tells you how much a client is truly worth over time, not just on the first visit. Once you know your LTV, everything changes. You know how much you can spend on marketing confidently, you know where to reinvest profits, and you can stop reacting month to month and start planning like a real business owner. So here's a simple example that you could use. If your average client coming in spends $600 a year and they stay with you for 3 years, their lifetime value is $1,800. So now imagine doubling that to $3,600 without having to spend any more money on ads, just by improving your retention and upsells, just free things that you can work on. That's what we're going to teach you how to do today. So retention really starts the second someone walks through your door. Most spas, they'll just focus on giving the best treatment. Very few focus on the overall experience. But clients remember how you made them feel more than anything else. It's the emotions. So let's break down what a memorable experience really looks like in a med spa. It starts at the arrival, just the moment someone walks in. The environment should be super comforting. It should tell them you're in the right place. Just think of small touches, like always greeting them by name, offering them a free water or coffee, making eye contact with these customers. The first impression builds emotional trust before the treatment even begins. And then whenever you do move into the treatment, this part's also very important. A lot of people could be nervous here or unsure. So just be sure to explain what you're doing, why it matters, and what they can expect next. Clients just really like to know what's going on. They like to feel informed. It builds authority and comfort at the same time. So just having a quick, here's what you might notice over the next 48 hours, and here's what we'll do to keep results looking great. It just positions you as a partner, not just a provider. So after that, most spas stop when the appointment ends. But that's really when retention starts. You want to have a small post-treatment ritual, like a thank you card or a little goodie bag with free samples, and maybe a note with next steps for maintenance. And also you can have automated thank you care instructions texted over to them. Just people remember the last moment of any experience more than the most. And it has a name. It's called the peak in rule. So you have to make sure that their last moment is just unreal. And you've heard of habit loops, cue, action, reward. Retention is just that, but it's more emotional. So when someone books with you again, it's usually because 3 things happened. They got a result, they felt seen and appreciated, and they remembered you at the right time. The first is science. It's good results. Second is connection. It's appreciation. And the third is just systems that you can put in place as your reminders. So if you can nail all 3, clients will just come back naturally. Now, let's talk about loyalty programs, because whenever these are done wrong, they just become confusing and they just look like punch cards that you'd get at an ice cream stand. But when they're right, they become super important retention machines for your business. The key here is just simplicity plus a reward that feels personal. Here's a few easy structures that perform pretty well for us. The first one is just point system. This works out really well. $1 spent equals 1 point. So 100 points equals $10 credit. It's easy to track, easy to explain, and it feels like a game to these people. The second option is tiered memberships. And this is super good at getting people to come back for maintenance treatments. You could have bronze, silver, gold, just different tiers. Each one offers slightly better perks. There's priority bookings. You could have exclusive events, little parties, or even a small overall monthly discount. And clients, they'd love to see progress. These tiers give them something to strive towards. And then another one that you could just always add on top is birthdays and anniversary rewards. Just send personalized messages, and that's a really good way to make people feel special and get them in a few extra times a year. Just happy birthday. We've added $50 in bonus credits to your account. It's our way of celebrating you. It goes a long way. These micro moments of delight really cost you little, but they build massive goodwill, and they compound incredibly over time. And just remember that people don't brag to their friends about discounts or how cheap they got something. They brag about status. So you want to make your loyalty program feel like VIP and not just like a coupon book. And then that leads me into another important part to tie in with all of this, which is upselling. And upselling these people isn't about just squeezing money. It's about serving better, giving them more helpful treatments. And here's a mental shift that you can take. An upsell is really just a recommendation that creates an even better result, which is what these people are already looking for. For example, if someone comes in looking for microneedling, you can let them know that pairing this with PRP will help your results last 2 to 3 times longer. Completely optional, but most of our clients love the boost. It's not salesy, so you're showing them that you care. So here's how to structure these upsells ethically. You can offer during the consultation, not during checkout, and frame it around the results, not the price. Just give a reason why it matters right now, either the season, the event, a milestone, and always track your conversion rate. And if you or your team recommend upsells in 10 consults and 3 say yes, it's 30% improvement. And your monthly revenue could go up 15 to 20%. It costs you nothing. Upsells are really how you scale your revenue without scaling your stress. And then also that will help into our next part, build your lifetime value. So let's kind of dig into the numbers for a minute. To manage retention, you need to measure it. Here are the 3 metrics every spa owner should track monthly. Their average spend per client, and what that is your total revenue divided by your number of clients. That's going to show how much each client is worth in a single month. And then you track your visit frequency. That's the average number of appointments per client per year. And then your client lifespan. How long does an average client stay active before they drop off? And then what you can do is just multiply them all together. You do your average spend per client times the visit frequency times the client lifespan, and that gives you your lifetime value. So a quick example. If the average client you have spending $250 a visit, they come 4 times a year, and they stay for 3 years, the LTV is $3,000. Once you know this, you can make smart decisions around marketing. You know, I can spend $300 to acquire a client because I know they'll bring in $3,000 over time. A lot of times people see this upfront number and be scared on the first session that they're not instantly making profit. But this LTV is the average over your business, and it doesn't lie. It's super important to remember that. And you can just tell yourself, well, if I increase the visit frequency from 4 to 5, I'm adding 25% to my top line revenue without needing new leads, which is another free thing you can do, just working on your systems. And the next thing I want to get into is client referrals. This is one of the fastest and cheapest ways to grow. It's just word of mouth. But you can't just hope for it. You're going to need a system. So here's a good way to build one that actually works. First, you can just make it visible. Add a small sign at checkout or on your booking page. Say something like this: love your results? Refer a friend and both get $50 in credit. And if $50 in credit might not make sense for your spa, a really good rule of thumb is to find your average cost to acquire a customer that you'd spend on marketing or anything in that sense. And whatever that is, you can give that away for free as an incentive for people to bring their friends, because it's the same cost you'd have for a cold customer, but now you're also getting a much warmer customer. And next, what you can do is make it easy. You give these clients a customer referral link or a QR code so they can share with their friends in seconds. And then make it personal. Send a thank you message or a handwritten note when someone refers. Recognition really builds loyalty much faster than rewards alone. So when people feel appreciated, they want to help you grow. And when that happens at scale, your marketing really starts to run itself. And I do have a few examples I could share over this. One of my favorite ones is from one of our clients that did this perfectly. She used to spend thousands a month on ads and still felt like she was just starting over every 30 days. It just kind of seemed random how next month was going to look. So we put this simple system into her business. We did a birthday text campaign, a small loyalty program with the tiered credits, and then a referral bonus that gave $50 to each side. And that was it. And in 3 months, 40% of her new clients were coming from word of mouth. Her ad spend stayed the same, but her revenue nearly doubled. It's really just the power of attention and putting these systems in place. It's the difference between hustling for new leads over and over again every single day and actually building a brand and systems. So now you have all these people, they love it, they're telling their friends. The most important part is just retention. And you can do that with building a retention culture. So your whole team has to really care about the client journey. They have to care from the first DM to the post-treatment follow-up. They have to take care of your clients. And here's a good way to install it with your team. Start every team meeting with a client win. Just celebrate retention metrics the same way you celebrate new sales. Give your front desk some bonuses for rebooking clients on the spot, because again, it's just going to save you money in the long term and make them more driven to do it. And culture really drives behavior. So when your team knows that you value long-term relationships over one-off transactions, they'll act accordingly. And then that really brings me into the compounding effect of all of this. So here's what's crazy. Just a 10% increase in client retention can increase your profits by 30 to 40% without spending another dollar. Because retained clients don't just come back. They spend more and they refer more. It's compounding trust. Imagine you retain just 10 more clients a month. Each one of those clients returns 3 times a year, and then one of those refers a friend. That's already 480 extra appointments a year without having to spend any more money, just putting some systems in place. And that's how you scale sustainably. So if you're ready to start seeing results quick, try this out, this 1-week plan. It's super simple every day. You can take it one day at a time. First, look through your systems and identify your top 20 clients from the past year and reach out to each one, call them or text them and say thank you and give them a little conversation. That's all you have to do on day 1. And then day 2, what you can do is set up automated birthday or anniversary text campaigns to go out to all of your clients because you already have this data from them. That's it. And then day 3, what you can do is create a super simple referral offer, and you can announce it this week on all your socials, add it to your website. Day 4, what you can do is go ahead and make a post-appointment follow-up text to add to your system to just get feedback from these people and see how they're doing, which is also a great time to ask for reviews while it's fresh. Day 5, what you can do is meet with your team and set a goal to increase your rebooking rate by 10%. And that's it. Nothing huge. And then on day 6, what you can do is review all of your top treatments and find out what would make a great upsell, and then build one bundle offer that you can start promoting in consults. And then on day 7, finally, just post a client story celebrating their journey. By the end of the week, your whole entire strategy will shift. You'll go from chasing new leads all the time to just nurturing the ones you already have. So far in the series, tying everything together, here's what we've talked about. We have crafting offers that grab attention. We have following up quickly and building trust with those people's attention who you gathered. We have showing up online like a real authority to making sure people trust you even more. And then episode 5, this is where it really all comes full circle. This is where the clients you work so hard to attract earn their trust. This is where they become loyal fans who stay. They spend more and they spread the word for you. Because the truth is, the profit doesn't come from these one-time visits. It comes from these long-term relationships. Retention is really the engine of stability, and stability is what creates freedom. So everything that I went over here is also in our free book for download on our website over at scale77.com/playbook. If you're more of a visual learner and want to see it play out more like that, and you'll get everything you need there to turn your existing clients into consistent revenue streams. And coming up next, the final episode of the series, we have episode 6, which is the systems at scale. We'll pull everything together and show you how to just grow your MedSpa to new heights without burning out or having to depend on luck. We're really dig into automation, structure, systems, and freedom. But until then, just keep serving your clients. And remember this, a one-time sale pays the bills. Long-term relationships really builds the business. This is Jonathon Parker. Thank you for listening.